I'm Logan Moe. I'm the founder and CEO here at Mallard Bay. Like, I grew up going on guided hunting trips with my dad, right? So 5 years old, BB gun in the blind, and I kind of just immediately caught the bug, right? And so that was our thing. That was what we did. But we didn't have our own place to go. We did not own our own property. It was really the only way for us to do it, and that's how it is for a lot of people. What ended up happening is I, right around the time Wader was going public, wanted to surprise my dad with a hunting trip. And that did not turn out very well. So we go all the way up to Oklahoma, and we ended up getting double booked. So it was supposed to be 3 days of hunting, turned to one hunt with 13 other people, didn't fire a single shot. And ultimately, I was just kind of disappointed. I was like, I planned it. I'd never done this before, right? I just went to the first outfitter I saw on Google, thought they were good. And ultimately, I learned something, a true understanding of a problem that I see in my life. Like, what is the best advice I could ever give to an entrepreneur is solve your own problem. When I experienced this problem, I thought, it was like, this could be my thing. And my dad gave me 3 pieces of advice that were really solid to get the business started. Do other people experience this problem? Like, are we the only people to ever have a poor experience with an outfitter? So talk to other outfitters and sportsmen, right? Get a better understanding of the market. What ended up becoming a marketplace to find vetted and verified guides to solve the problem that all these outfitters and sportsmen were experiencing was all of these transactions. There was no security, there was no standardization, all of these outfitters running things on pen and paper. And ultimately, I became fascinated and very curious, right? It was curiosity that drove me to do anything. That was really my aha moment, right? And then the other 2 pieces of advice my dad gave me was, do you want to start a lifestyle business, or do you want to start a company like Wader? It's 2 very different things, right? And we made a decision that, hey, this is what we know how to do, and my dad is my mentor from the very beginning. And ultimately, that's how we ended up with Mallard Bay as a business, because there was a large enough market opportunity of all of this transaction volume transacting completely offline. And the last thing that my dad told me to do was, you need to find someone that has similar domain expertise and also can help you on the business side of things, particularly in finance. And so that's how I ended up meeting Joel.
I'm Joel Morrow. I'm one of the co-founders and the COO here at Mallard Bay. I've always been a huge outdoorsman. Some of my favorite memories are growing up hunting and fishing on the coast with my dad. And, though I didn't really see it as a business opportunity at the time, we always experienced that same clunky, frustrating booking process when you were looking to go with a guide. So you might have to wait a week for them to get back to you on their availability. But
he just came up to me after class one day and he was like, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? I think I posted it on LinkedIn or something.
Once I learned about what he was building and kind of put my 2 cents into it, and he invited me to, man, let's just start meeting after class and working on this.
We just immediately hit it off, and it kind of is like, hey, can I help out with that? And I was like, yes, please, I need help. Without that, Mallard Bay would not be a thing.
He's the one that had access to a lot of those resources. Like, hey, my entrepreneurship professor told us we should apply for the Venture Challenge.
Whenever we had a product and we had customers committed to joining the product, that was when we decided to do the Venture Challenge.
Going through the pitching process, but making it to the finals, right? And we're sitting in front of a bunch of seasoned entrepreneurs, from Louisiana, and we had a really good outcome there. And I think we realized, like, wow, this thing has legs, right? Like, there's a real possibility to go from a lifestyle, cool, fun business we're doing on the side in college to a real venture scale outcome and fundable business.
I think the total prize ended up being like $25,000, but played just 3rd place and got $5,000. But what ended up happening from that was we launched our first fundraising round when I graduated.
And then going into spring of 2022, one of my professors forwarded me an application for the Rice Business Plan Challenge. And he was like, man, you guys should apply for it. And I didn't find that email until probably 11:30 at night. The application was due at midnight. And I was like tired, about to go to sleep. But I called Logan, I was like, hey, have you even heard of this? It's the richest student startup competition in the world. There's $2 million of prizes on the line.
And I was like, oh no, we're not gonna get into that. Like, I've never even heard of it, right? Didn't even know what it was.
And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. I hung up the phone and then applied, right? So I think I turned it in like 5 minutes before it was due. Kind of forgot about it until I saw a LinkedIn post like 2 months later, and we had been tagged Mallard Bay Outdoors.
And then I saw who we were going to go up against in that process, and I go down the list, and it's MIT, Harvard, biotech companies, just crazy stuff. But we were the Louisiana boys. That's what we were to everybody, and everybody wanted to get to know us. After our first introductory meeting, an LSU alumni that was there as a judge came up, introduced herself, and we learned that not only was it on the merits of the business, but it was also kind of a networking competition.
I think really we won the networking competition more than we did the pitch competition. And by the last day, though we didn't make it to the finals, we walked away with the third most money out of any startup at that competition. Because I think the message and the idea and the mission behind what we were trying to do really resonated with the investors there.
We go to the awards ceremony, not expecting anything. The LSU alumni who had come up to me after the very first pitch and was introduced himself, and hey, I'm an LSU alumni, go Tigers. And he's like, hey, y'all gonna be walking away with something. I'm like, okay.
We're walking away with $300,000 in cash from this competition. That gave us the clarity and conviction to go out and raise a larger, almost $2 million round, mainly from Louisiana-based angels. Go out, completed our first acquisition of a small marketing agency, Bourbon Media, integrated their website technology into our software, and had this new product, our outfitter management system, that combined everything from booking management, software, calendaring, with a website that could capture leads and convert, bookings on the spot.
Right. We got access to capital. Our Series A investor and our largest institutional investor, it was an emerging fund out of Houston that we would have never been invited to the networking event that ended up leading to that round. Looking back on it, I wouldn't make a different decision. However, going forward, we are making a different decision. It's a tough decision to decide to move back, but I have to make a decision what's best for me, but also what's best for the company. And right now, the thing that's best for the company is to establish a in-person office presence and take advantage of the resources that Opportunity Machine in the city of Lafayette is here to provide for entrepreneurs, and make a success story out of it. Be another waiter, because not only did I experience that myself and I saw what it did for the state, but because that's what I'm passionate about. It's just changing lives.
People getting to experience Louisiana for the first time in its rawest form, and peeling back so many of the misconceptions about Louisiana and exposing them to who we are, sportsman's paradise, and tying in food and music and hospitality and friendship and jokes and laughs and all that into it. Man, I have goosebumps right now just talking about it. That's really, behind every dollar that's behind Mallard Bay, there's a ton of laughs and smiles and high fives, and really outfitters getting to earn their time back,
Why this is a great time to move back to Lafayette is because the organized capital in Louisiana for investing in startups, but more recently there's just been a massive surge in investment and opportunity to bring businesses that have left back, start new businesses, and of course LED and the Louisiana Growth Fund is kind of leading the charge. And the opportunity that they provide to match one-for-one, private to public dollars, as being a company that can raise money and is in a spot in which we're doing well and have that opportunity, that's really exciting. My first experience with OM was I came to Innovate South. My dad was on a panel, and I was like, hey, I'm gonna come. I was honestly kind of blown away by not only just the space, I loved the downtown opportunity, and then last year I was invited to come and speak at Innovate South. And I could see it grow year over year. Wow, this is actually something crazy. And that's when me and Destin started talking about how I was in Houston and where do I see myself. And what I realized is that when the government is providing resources and those resources are being used effectively and things are actually getting executed, Destin's an operator. It makes a huge difference. I think what Destin's built here is a space for someone with a crazy idea can walk in off the street and get some help and advice. And I mentioned, you probably, if you have that idea in your head, you're probably thinking oh my God, where do I even start? Right now, things with AI are so crazy. right? You can get to a starting point a lot easier, right? But if you don't have that mentorship, the opportunity to connect with like-minded individuals, someone to bounce ideas off of, someone that will help you meet your technical co-founder, someone who will help you meet your potential business co-founder, right? And if you want to be a solo entrepreneur, more power to you, right? It's not the way I did it, but I just believe in the power of finding the people that are strong where you are weak.